Hi, I am back to talk about ghost, gore, and more. That was really punny. I didn't really like that. Let's get freaky. That sucked. Oh, I can't speak English. Enfield Poltergeist. Second Conjuring. Hi and welcome back. Today I'm going to be concluding my review of the Conjuring films. Since there's only two, this is just a video in which I talk about the second film, since there's only two. Coming out in 2016 was The Conjuring 2, which is a very important film to me because this is the film where I met probably my biggest obsession. I've been crazy about her for 4 years. That is Valak, the demonic nun. So I'm just gonna lay that out there, that I have a crush on the demonic nun. Yeah. Unlike the first film, this one took a lot more liberties in production in regards to the true story. There was a creation of different entities than were actually involved in the case. So yeah, so we're gonna that's my big thing about this one, is that I just want to put that out there as well, that this one is not based in this one is based on the true story, but it is not as exact as the first film. That's their big difference. Anyways, I guess I will get into the premise. Let's get freaky. So this film is set in 1977. We are back with Ed and Lorraine Warren, but this time we are across the pond. That's what it is, right? It's across the pond. We're in London, England with the Hodson family. I don't know, the mom's name is Peggy and she's a mother of 4. And out of nowhere, weird things just start to happen in their home. Which includes the daughter Janet talking in a voice that was not her own, not of an elderly man. Things being thrown around the house, the children levitating. Yeah, so that's some fun stuff. So they become big hits on the news and stuff within England, and the Warrens are called by the church to deal with this situation and investigate and see if they need to get involved. A big subplot of the film is Lorraine's fear of Ed's death, because in the beginning of the film she had a premonition of it, and so throughout the film she is dealing with that underlying fear that she has seen her husband's death and is afraid of it happening and feeling as though that it might happen during this case. So that being the premise, let's go over some of my thoughts about the film. Once again, it is filmed and written by James Wan. So of course I give it points for that. If you want to see my real opinions and why I think James Wan is a great director, go watch my previous video on the first Conjuring film. Because yeah, straight out there, written and directed by James Wan. Off to a good start. It's not as innovative and creative as the first one, because the first one definitely has a lot more originality, being it the first film in this whole new subset of horror films. And it just can't, being the sequel, it can't meet that level. That's just something I have to forgive it for. It is still an excellent ghost story on its own. And that being said, it is one of the best sequels I've ever seen in regards to a horror film, regards to any film. It can hold its own, and it definitely has some more aspects that the first film didn't have, while telling a whole new story with very the same and similar characters. My biggest love for this film comes from the fact that it is scary as hell. It is a lot scarier than the first one, in my opinion. It has a lot more going for it in the horror aspect of the film. So this film begins with us being thrown straight into the Amityville horror house. And if you don't know anything about Amityville, you need to look it up, because that is one of the most famous horror stories in America. And being thrown right into the Amityville horror house from the very opening scene definitely sets a whole tone for this film that I really love and enjoy. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I started kind of giggling with joy when I saw those windows from the Amityville house. Okay, bye. Also, this film has blue tones in the cinematography. I don't know. The color scheme of it is very blue, and I looked up why, like, if the blue aspect to the film was important, and according to multiple websites on the internet, blue oftentimes is used in films to symbolize isolation, and that is definitely something that you can, like, relate, like, feel with the family, that the family is emulating, because nobody believes them. And the daughter, of course, has to kind of deal with this all on her own because, yes, her family believes her, but the spirits are choosing to pick on her, and that's like a whole thing that she's got to take care of. And of course, being believed by the church is very important to this, to this family, because it feels as though the church is the only people that can help them at this point. The case originally only included Bill, which was the 70-plus-year-old man that lived in the house and died in the house a few years prior to the family moving in. So he's really important. He's the one that actually picks on the family. He's the one that actually picks on the family. He's the poltergeist that existed in the true story. The filmmakers added characters of the Crooked Man and Valak, the demonic nun, to kind of make the film more intense and a lot more quick-paced and like freakier, which was a pretty nice addition, because while they weren't part of the original story, they're really believable characters. Yeah, they're believable. Leave more of an imprint on the audience than just a poor dead old man would, I think. Overall, this film is pretty impressive compared to the first one. I mean, it's hard to decide which one I like better, but I'm gonna be honest, I do think I like this one more, mainly because it's a lot scarier. Yes, it does include a lot more jump scares, which is, you know, kind of synonymous with the horror genre at this point, but it has a lot more of a psychological horror aspect than the first film. The first film I felt like, I feel as though completely lacked a psychological terror aspect, whereas this one really fed upon people's true, like, worst nightmares, and that's like being completely alone. My big thing is, if you did not believe in God before watching this film, you're definitely going to be praying to him afterwards. It's just one of those horror films, and the fact that the nun is demonic and there is like this level of faith that's brought upon this film, yeah, definitely has you saying the Lord's name not in vain. A little too long at 2 hours and 14 minutes, but has a lot of different things that I think makes you look past that when you're sitting there watching it. It's definitely an enjoyable film to watch. You're definitely going to want to sleep with a rosary at night. So that is it for my Conjuring film reviews. However, I do want to plug in the fact that the third one is supposed to come out this year, 2020. It's going to come out on September 10th, as long as this corona thing kicks it by then. And I guess I'll give you a quick little premise of that one. The third Conjuring film is called The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. It is based on the trial of Arne Cheyenne Johnson, also known as the Devil Made Me Do It case. It is the first court case in American history in which demonic possession was used as a defense for murder. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure what aspect of the film is going to be, like, what aspect of the true story the film is going to be based on, because there are two different ones, or of course they could be combined. The Warrens were involved in the original case when it was in regards to an 11-year-old boy who was possessed by a demon, and they were a part of conducting multiple exorcisms on this child, in which one of those exorcisms, the entity left the boy's body and moved into Arne Cheyenne Johnson's. 6 months after this incident, Arne killed his landlord. Yeah, Arne killed his landlord and then went on to become a major, like, public figure because of his claim of demonic possession. And also in regards to that, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I have no idea how this is involved in the real case, but there is a rocking chair, and it's called the Devil's Rocking Chair, that is supposedly a part of this case. And it is actually, if you live in Las Vegas or ever come to Las Vegas and it's reopened, it's at Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum down on Charleston. And I love it. I saw it with my own eyes back in December. He's had it there since beginning of last year, 2019. And actually had to close the exhibit down for a little while because so many people were being affected by this this chair and the entity that came along with it. I think it's pretty cool. I actually was so excited to see it in person. I kind of lost it a little bit. But yeah, so if you're ever there, go see the chair that's involved in this amazingly terrifying case. It's pretty cool. But yeah, September 10th, 2020, go see the third Conjuring in films. Alright, well, thank you for watching my last Conjuring review for now. Yeah, it was pretty fun. For my next video, I'm gonna do another short one, but I'm going to be doing it based on a Wes Craven film. No, not Scream, and no, not A Nightmare on Elm Street, something that I feel like a lot of people don't know about, that I actually stumbled upon myself about a month ago, and I kind of really dig it, so I want to do a video on it. So yeah, check that one out next week. So follow me on Instagram, Twitter, like, subscribe. Never watch alone, never watch in a graveyard, always say goodbye. Thanks for watching.